Hi there, it's Marcia from ZC Creations, and I had said I would maybe come back and try to film me making some alcohol inks, and I know that there's a ton of videos out there about making these, and so mine's probably nothing new, but I thought I would show you anyway. Basically what I did was cut off the bottom part of a water bottle, a plastic water bottle, and I've got each of them filled with about 3.5 to 4 ounces of the 91% isopropyl alcohol. And then what I do is, you can see I have a blue one started here. I don't know if you can tell if it's blue. It looks pretty dark. But what you do is you just take your, I'll go with the green. It's a nice bright color. You just take your magic marker. It has to be a permanent marker. Take the lid off. And I just throw it away because you're not going to be needing it. And then I use my daddy's, I had them, they were his, needle nose pliers, and just pull the writing tip of the marker out. And just get a hold of it and keep working it, and it'll finally come out for you without spilling everything, hopefully. And I take my X-Acto knife and put a little slit in that. I don't know if it really helps or not, but I do put a little slit in it just so that some more of the color will come out. Then I just drop that in my alcohol. And then this part's kind of a little bit harder. You just have to persevere, and I just get a hold of it, and each kind of marker is different. I just get a hold of the end of the marker and just kind of keep finagling it around and kind of pulling on it and bending it a little bit, and you have to be kind of patient and just keep working at it, and pretty soon it will come out like so. And then you're going to be left with this, well, I guess you could call it a straw. Kind of resembles a straw to me. It's plastic anyway, and I just put a slit in it all the way down. Very careful not to cut into my fingers or my gloves, because I would be green for like days. But yeah, you just kind of cut into that, and then what it opens out to look like is fibers in there. I try not to mess with that too much because you're going to lose a lot of your color if you do. Then I just cut it so it'll fit in my container, and put that down in my container. And basically you just let it soak in the alcohol. You can see how pretty and vibrant the colors come out looking, and you can see, I think you can see in there, those fibers are starting to get lighter or turn whiter as you watch. And I just let it soak in there, and in the barrel of your marker or whatever, you can just pitch unless you can think of something to do with those, but I just throw them away. So now I have blue and green. And I'll go ahead and do the pink. And it's kind of fun to make them. Alcohol inks are, in my opinion, expensive. Of course, almost everything's expensive in my opinion. So, but anyway, I just had seen this online, and like I said, I have made my own, but just maybe like one color. I think I made sort of a brown one time to make to do, oh, you know, to make a tag or something look vintage around the edge. You know how you kind of alcohol it, sometimes ink it up. And I'm still using the brown that I made, and it's still working just fine. And so I just never had gotten around to making any more colors, so I thought I would make some. Sometimes they're a little bit hard. I don't have a whole lot of strength in my hands anymore either. So that's could be part of the reason why I have trouble. But then you just slit this plastic straw, sleeve, whatever you want to call it. All the way down so that it'll open out to those fibers for you. I hope I'm in frame here. I get a hold of it with the pliers so it's easier to hold on to, and so that all the ink doesn't squeeze out. I'm afraid if I have a hold of it with my hands, all the ink will squeeze out and I won't get my benefit of my ink. And you can see on my scissors how pretty and vibrant the colors are. I have some alcohol over here to help clean stuff off, to, you know, because I don't really want my scissors permanently alcohol inked. I've only ever used just bargain brand markers. I've never purchased, like, you know, the high dollar markers to do this with. So I don't know if, you know, the results I think are good with the little dollar store ones. So, and I'll probably fast forward through the rest of this, and or pause it and just come back whenever I have the rest of them done. Whoa, that one broke. You'll have that sometimes. But it's okay. I mean, the end result's the same as long as you don't spill it or hurt yourself or whatever. So okay, well, I'll pause this and just come back whenever I have all the colors done here, and after they've soaked a little bit, and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I've got all my colors done, and they're in the alcohol soaking. I decided not to do the black one. I just right now I have some Stays On ink, and it's really not liquid, but I don't know. I don't know that I would use the black as much, so I decided I wouldn't, liquefy the black or make it so that I can use it in a dropper, although I probably should have. But if I decide I want to, I can always make some later. I have a pair of tweezers here. I think they're actually hemostats. I'm not sure if that's what they're called or not. One of you nurses out there can maybe tell me, but I kind of get in with them and pull out my little straw that has the fibers, and if you just kind of pull the fibers out of the straw just a little bit, and then drop it back in, the alcohol can get into the fibers and really get quite a bit of the color out of them. This is where it gets kind of messy. But you just, if you're doing it, you might as well just do it and get it done as best you can, and get as much alcohol ink as you can possibly get out of your stuff. So I just do that. And then I kind of mush it around in there and let it soak some more. That's a pretty color of pink. To be kind of careful not to transfer your colors. You can see with this yellow one, or hopefully you can see how the back side of it still has quite a bit of color. Can you see that? How the back side of the straw still has quite a bit of color and the front side doesn't. And I'm just going to pull some of those fibers out like so, and then drop it back in my alcohol. And hopefully that will help get the rest of that out of there and make the color more vibrant. And it looks like I just transferred a bunch of color from my glove on into this yellow, so I don't know what color I'm going to come out with. Looks like I put a little bit of green in there, so don't know what color that's going to end up being, but that's okay. Part of the fun of it, I guess. I've got you can see on my gloves. I probably should have changed gloves to do this part, because they were already had pretty much ink all over them, and just continue to do that, what I was just telling you about, pulling the fibers out a little bit so that it can get all of the ink from the inside of the straw. I don't know, maybe there's some other folks out there that do this all the time or whatever, and maybe they take the fibers completely out of the straw. I don't know. I've never tried doing that. Kind of makes sense to, do that. I don't, like I said, I've never tried doing that, so I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and continue to do that to the rest of these, and then let them sit just a little bit longer. So then I'll come back. So thanks. Be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back again. They've kind of sat now for a little while, and I actually had put a little piece of cardboard down because I was using my X-Acto knife, and wouldn't you know it, I put a little slit in my craft mat. But at any rate, I put the cardboard down a little bit after the fact. But then what I normally do is I will just pull the fiber with the straw out of my container, and at this point in time, you know, if there is still a little bit of ink left in there, that's just gonna have to stay in there. So I just kind of get the straw, pull the straw out, and I do sort of squeeze it a little bit, you know, and get the liquid, the alcohol out of it. Just kind of squeeze it off. And I don't know, am I in frame? I'm sorry. And you can kind of see that the fibers are a lot lighter and a lot, you know, don't have near the vibrant color that they did before. And as I said, if there's any that's at this point in time, if there's any that's still left in there, it's just going to stay in there. This was a red, and I have a little empty glass here that has a little empty one that that didn't have any alcohol in it, or I was going to do the black, and I ended up not doing the black. So but this one has 3 fibers in it. I cut each of the long regular sized markers into 2 pieces, and so each of these had 2 pieces in them, but this one actually had a 3rd piece because there was a little bonus marker, just a little short one about this big, that in that package of markers, and it was also red, so I just went ahead and put it in with my red. And so that's why this one has a little bit of an extra one in it. And then that kind of leaves you with just your liquid alcohol ink. There's okay, here it is. Here's that other 3rd piece in this one. I try very, very, very hard not to make this be a complete and utter disastrous mess, but it's just really messy. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. But I do think it's worth it. I mean, I make my own gesso. I make my own clear gesso. I've never made black gesso yet, but I do make my own gesso. I make my own modeling paste. You know, that just things that, you know, that I feel that I can save money and have something, you know, just as good. There it is. I was trying to find the tip of the marker in the red one. I couldn't find it. There we go. So now actually this is ready to be poured. I was able to find little bottles like this at just up at my grocery store, or excuse me, my pharmacy, my drugstore just up the street here, and they are little flip top containers like this. But I'm not sure how that's going to be as far as actually pouring the ink out of, but at least they do snap really tight, and they have a nice screw-on lid. And the lids are color coordinated, sort of. I was only able to get 4 of those, though. There was a green, a blue, a purple, and a pink. So I ended up getting some of these also little, they still have some water inside, but I don't think that's going to hurt anything where I rinsed them out. But they had mouthwash in them, actually. And they just have a little screw-on lid. So I don't know if I'm going to attempt to pour this freehand or if I should go get a funnel. So we're going to see how steady I can pour this in here. This is the red. So far so good. And I'm putting the red in this one because these little extra bottles didn't have coordinated lids. Like I said, they were just mouthwash bottles. So still got a piece of the plastic on the top where the lid was stuck to it. So they've got a little white lid, if I can find one. Sorry about that. And so there I have my red alcohol ink. So whenever I get the rest of these poured into their respective little bottles, I'll come back again and we'll play with a couple of them and see what happens. Be back. Okay, here I am back again, and as you can see, I have all my colors in my little bottles, and the 4 of them from the drugstore were color coordinated, so, or had colored lids, so I coordinated the colors. And then I had the 3 mouthwash bottles. This one is the blue, and then the red, and then the yellow. The odd thing about these is I can hear air. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. But I cannot figure out why in the world they would have packaged mouthwash in a bottle that is not airtight, but they don't appear to be, so I don't know how those are going to work out. These seem to have a pretty good lid and seal on them. Of course, you have the problem now of having the different colors of alcohol ink, but not a dropper or you know, because they usually come in those nice little bottles that have the dropper, have the little tip on them that you can drop them onto your paper. This is photo paper that I have here that I wanted to try to do some things with alcohol ink on it. So what I do have, that since I have my containers don't have a lid that is going to work like what they're normally packaged in. I do have these little syringes that I got from the vets for my kitty cats when they had to have some work done, and so they're just a little tiny syringes, and I thought I would attempt to try and see how that works with my my inks. So, you know, they're long enough to go down into the bottle, pretty much all the way down to the bottom. If you can see that, pretty much all the way down to the bottom. So, I figure that they might work. We'll give it a shot and try it. And I'm just going to pull a tiny little bit up into my syringe like a dropper, and we'll see what happens. Just kind of drop on this photo paper. I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll see. And then with the syringes, I also have enough to have one for just about every color that I want to use. So I'm kind of seeing what this does on this photo paper. Kind of neat. So that way I'll have a different syringe for each color. So might seem like kind of a pain in the neck to most people, but you know, it saves me quite a bit of money, and I think it's kind of fun. I feel like I'm in my own little laboratory doing whatever weird science or whatever, and so I don't mind making it, you know, and it lasts, as you can see with this. I don't know why some of them came out more than the other. Like you can see that there's quite a bit more purple than green. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, I don't know why that is. I have no idea. Because I thought I had the same amount of alcohol in each little water bottle, altered water bottle, or cut off water bottle, or whatever you want to say. Apparently I must not have had the same amount. Oh, that purple is really pretty. Really pretty. Because I've never really worked with these that much, or worked with them on this photo paper. Let's put some pink in there and see what happens with the pink. I don't know. It seems like the little syringes are working just fine. I mean, it comes out in little droppers, just like it would if you had it in the little bottles. And it doesn't seem like I'm even able to make little dots at the end of it. Doesn't seem like I'm wasting my ink. So I don't know, kind of like that pink. Isn't that pretty? More green on this one side, and I really don't know what it's gonna turn out to look like or whatever, but oh, I don't know. That's how you learn, I guess, is just trial and error, and seeing what comes out whenever you do certain things. And I guess, like I said, I guess that's how you learn how your mediums work and what you can do with them. And I've not had any, well, that's painfully obvious, I'm sure. I've not had any formal training of any kind of art training or anything, so I don't have any of that kind of background, you know, that I can draw from. So I just kind of have to watch you girls on YouTube and all that good stuff, and learn from you all. So I want to try all the colors though, just because I do. So let's see, this one, yeah, these taller bottles, you know, I might have to tip it, you know, to get it out whenever it gets down to the lower end of the spectrum. But oh, this isn't really yellow, this is orange. I thought I had a yellow marker, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I just had orange. It's pretty, but it's not yellow. Try something different. Well, that doesn't really, well, I guess it does kind of flick it, splatter it a little bit. Kind of goes everywhere. Not really very reliable. But like I said, just trying everything to see what is going to happen. I don't know, you guys might see this video and you might not. It just depends. Colors in the tips of the little syringes, so that's good. That way I can always tell what color I'm, you know, what color goes with what. Let's see what this does. This teal, kind of a teal blue. Some kind of cool patterns on it just by kind of letting it run its own course. It's really kind of neat on this photo paper. It's really pretty, vibrant colors. Okay, I'm going to put some of this royal blue, at least I think this is royal blue. Now that that other one was kind of an off color, I'm wondering what this is going to be. What happened? Oh, there, that is the teal. Okay. I don't think my heat tool's plugged in right now because my camera was out almost, the charge was going on my camera. So I had it plugged in instead of my heat tool. So let's see what the red one does, and then we'll see how this syringe is. Oh, that one comes out pretty fast too. I'm going to have to be careful with these bigger ones. Whoa! Boy, that made a neat effect though. That's kind of cool, actually. Okay, I don't know if you can see that splatter there in the corner. Oops. Watch me knock the whole thing over. See how this kind of sprayed out there? Yeah, that was a surprise. Okay. Kind of went everywhere. I'm going to have to put the lid on that or I'm going to upset it. I know me. I might be able to use it on my little journal page or something like that. Use this background. Use it as a background sheet or something, or cut it and I don't know. I could figure something out maybe to use it with or use it on. Yeah, if you all can think of something else that I might be able to use to, you know, to do this with, let me know. Like I said, this isn't bad. Really isn't. I needed my heat tool in between here, kind of to dry it a little bit in between, and I don't not able to do that with my camera charging, so I think it would have been better if I would have maybe dried it a little bit in between my background. And my gloves actually did work well. They didn't, I don't have ink all over me, so I didn't put a hole in my gloves anyway when I was doing my whole ink thing. Well, that's nothing if it's not unusual, let's put it that way. Just really, I do like the effect of the inks on the photo paper. You all have, I'll have to look and see what you all are doing with this glossy paper, if anything, with alcohol inks, or look up some more techniques with alcohol inks. So there's some pretty colors going on in there though that I like. Yeah. Well, there's my alcohol ink making session. And I hope that, you know, that somebody maybe got some good out of it, and that you might, you know, want to try it yourself or whatever. Like I said, it's I think it's worth it because I now have alcohol inks that, unless my containers dry out, I have alcohol inks that'll last now for, oh my goodness, I mean, that's quite a bit of alcohol ink, you know. So they'll last quite a long time if, like I said, if my containers don't, you know, allow them to dry out. So, but oh, there's my background. I may dab some other things into. I do like that splat pattern over here that that I accidentally made. So I don't know, maybe I can do some things with blowing it through a straw or something, you know. I don't know. I'll keep playing and maybe make another one on this, another piece of photo paper. So, okay guys, well, thanks for hanging around with me when I was, you know, being the crazy professor here, or whatever you call it. I hope, like I said, that it helped some of you, and if you know, if you have any tips or whatever for me, please leave them in the leave me a comment and let me know, you know, what I could be doing that will, you know, help this out and that type of thing. And I do appreciate everybody watching, and I appreciate everybody, all my new subbies. Thank you very, very much for subscribing, and I will come back on soon with something else, who knows what. So thanks everyone, and God bless.